And we are live. It's been a while. In fact, everything in the X like studio thingy changed. It looks a lot more like Cloud have made it. And we are live. It's surely like 100 times better than the last one. So let me see if everything's going good. Is the YouTube live? Yes. Okay, let's start. First of all, yeah, that's my sad terminal. If you didn't see my last post, well, Sol decided to just delete my home directory. So I've been recovering a bunch of stuff directly from my GitHub, from my past archives, etc. And as you can see here, Thibaut just reposted this. So on file deletions, we investigated blah blah 5, 6 deleting files. And the model attempts to override the home hem var to define a temporary directory. The model makes a non mistake and mistakenly deletes home instead. Well, that's a mouthful, but that's what exactly happened to me, Matthew, and a bunch of other people. There are not that many, but still, like it happened. So one easy fix that I didn't do before because I'm a retard is just to go here and instead of having full access, just approve for me. You do this in Codex and on all your other harnesses. So what are we gonna do today? Well, honestly, this live is just me doing random shit because I've not been streaming for a while and a bunch of stuff changed in the meantime. So we are just gonna do some random stuff that I need to take care about. For example, we are gonna work on the latest newsletter that I'm gonna launch. Let me just get the file. One sec. I think it's this one. Yes. So we have a bunch of things to talk about. The obvious thing that is gonna be in tomorrow's newsletter is Mythos versus Soul, and at least we're gonna talk about those two releases. Well, Mythos release is not that recent, but it's still like super important. And also we had a bunch of new models releasing. Grok 4.5 that was genuinely impressive. And honestly, every time the Grok team, like the XAI, SpaceX AI, wherever team, releases like zero point 0.5 or zero point 0.0 release, it's always interesting. And in this case, it's really interesting. I remember the time where Grok 4 came out, like it was really good, or better, it was really good on benchmarks. It looked really good. In this case, it's also really good. So let me get my linear issue here and we can finish the newsletter. I will show you how do I usually work on my newsletter. For people who don't know that I have a newsletter, I need to add a newsletter word count. You can just go to masterAIcoding.dev and join here. I release it more or less every couple of weeks, and it talks about the latest AI releases. Give me just a second. I'm just checking that everything didn't explode in the meantime. Okay. So you can see it on my Substack. Let me just. I just have 25 subscribers, so those people are quite lucky, honestly. Yeah, jokes aside, I have a bunch of them in my website, so you can see them here in blog and newsletter. Most of them are here. And today we are going to make the number 10. The main graph of this newsletter is going to be this one. For people who don't know, this is the deep SWE graph. This is one of the best benchmarks that is still reliable and interesting to check. Let me remove a bunch of stupid models. 5.5, Opus, Sonnet, GLM, let's keep it, still quite interesting. Sonnet, okay. Another thing is that Kimi K3, it's technically gonna release soon. It's a beast. It's gonna be really interesting. A lot of people say that it's at Fable level. I'm not that sure. Also because not even Soul is at Fable level. At Fable level. That's a mouthful. Fable label. Nice. So, and those people that showed like Fable label performance, they just did like 3D assets, not real development. So we are gonna see. The main interesting release, it's surely Soul here that is like on the max reasoning, even better than Fable. But honestly, max and extra high are wasted money. Just use high for Soul, and for normal tasks and for browser use tasks, just use low here. That is super cheap, but still really, really good. And the Soul model is a beast of his own, like doing browser stuff. Like, it's crazy good. The level of crazy that like helped me not hate the Google console that much. And if you ever use the Google Cloud Console, you know that, well, I cannot be too offensive, but I would be. So let's see, let's see. Let's get the task here, and let me see what's the stage. Okay, but this part I think it's the one I wrote myself. Yes. Let me bring Obsidian. Also, I still don't understand all the memes around Obsidian. It's just a markdown editor. Uh, I don't know what people are smoking, honestly. It's like, yeah, scratch part. Let me bring all this stuff here. No. Can you give me the text? No. Come on, linear, you can do it. Copy. Ole. Update through July. Okay, this is we can remove it. You can remove all of this. It's painful to watch. Spoiler, this is a clear winner, and this as well. So open and launch the 5.6 family across GBT, codecs, and APIs, the flagship, Terra Luna. Okay, it's quite obvious. Let's add an image here. Here, image. Demolition dissolve between those. Okay, this is not interesting at all. For people, I mean, I need to explain a bit what the fuck I'm doing. Right now, I basically used my Twitter news. I have a Twitter news account, like related to AI, and everything I post here, it's also saved on a database. So that's where I got all these news. I just asked Devin to like summarize all the most important ones. So let me just, and of course, I'll make like manual edits because neither Soul or Fable are good enough to write my whole newsletter, or at least that's what I think. Like, if it was just surgical drafts, probably it would be good enough. Like, they are good at writing, don't get me wrong, But my newsletter is not surgical. It's just a retard writing some stuff. So Opera, the across GPT codex, okay. Sol is the flagship, is the smartest one, and is the one that a lot of people are comparing to Windows. Terra is the balanced model, yes, okay, and is the one that is preferable to use in sub agents. Luna is the cheapest one, and it's the best for automations. Pa, 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 pa. And yes, so when I finally made the naming easy to understand, mm, yes, not quite. I mean, yes, for me that I'm Italian and I know the difference between Sol, Terra, and Luna. For people that don't know what Terra is, neither Luna, like, yeah. And the main question is obvious, this Sol bit mythos, and the answer is no. Mm, but it depends who you ask. Sol is surely a beast of a workhorse model, but it doesn't have the big model smell that Fable has. And what do I mean by this? It's quite clear that GPT 5.6 is not as big on a parameter side of Fable. And you understand this by simply checking how many times Fable gets what you're writing like one shot, and how many suggestions you need to give to solve for a better understanding. Like, imagine it like this. Fable is your like super smart ass friend that gets you like you need to like say a sentence, and just at word two he already understood what you want to say. For Saul, it's like that friend that will go at the peak of the earth to help you, and it's like relentless, but it needs a lot of help on the comprehension side. Not a lot, but still enough to not misunderstand you. Mythos assassination. Who the fuck writes like this? And then what is efficiency? So, no, Mythos, no, Fable didn't get dethroned. Dethroned? Yeah, why not? But the important part is efficiency. OpenAI says so was compatible with Windows Preview, and yeah, we don't care about this. The limits on the codec subscription, mainly the $200 a month one, feel literally infinite. I'm not saying that I use a lot of tokens, but this is my account. I use a bunch of tokens, and I still have all 5 resets, and 97% because Tivo just resetted the limits. So honestly, it's like having infinite tokens. But the most important part is efficiency. The limits on the codex operation are literally infinite, and so requires. No, that's okay. So if you need a workhorse model that will keep running until something is done, Solid is the model for you. uh. So speaking of being relentless, Soul will not need slash code anymore to run for a long time. Now just does wherever it's in his power to finish a goal. But sometimes it can go overboard. This I spent out this letter comparing benchmark and token efficiency, but this is the okay no. Okay, this we can keep. But also here I need an image of me crying. Image of me crying for the that's of my home directory. Oh, and we need to add suggested sides. Give me just a second. The best way of using Sol is on high reasoning level for your everyday tasks, like the coding task, and on low reasoning level for your actual everyday task and for computer use. Sol is amazing at computer use. You can do literally anything. So make sure you use it at its full potential. This is task, no, for your coding task and a low reasoning level for your actual everyday task and for computer use. So it is amazing on computer use. Uh, that's a rebus. Uh, fix the rebus. You can do literally anything to make sure. Okay. Fable is staying until the 19th. Yeah, but this is not relevant. Yeah, this is not relevant. Oh, an interesting image that I just saw. I will show you. Give me just a second. It is quite obvious for most people. Can you just fucking delete this? Okay, let me get back to linear. I have this image. It is obvious, honestly, but a lot of people don't think about it enough, in my opinion. That pre AI, like the difference between a mid dev and a top dev, uh, I think this is not enough space, but let's say it's like this. Now the difference is like this. And this is not related only for developers. Honestly, I think most like white collar jobs uh, are related to this image. In fact, I'll probably make uh, a similar image to this, but just changing developers to workers. Like if you work in the tertiary and you're not using AI, you're falling behind. I'm not saying this as someone that is going to sell you something. I'm just telling you this because at this point it's reality. Like people that said that 2 years ago, they just like saw in their crystal ball and thought that it could happen. But since August 4.5, I think that was the moment that changed almost everything. If you are not using AI in some ways of capacities, you're just like restricting yourself and restricting your potential. And if you say that's not true, just prove it, honestly, because I don't think there is a real way of proving me wrong here. So remake this image, but for working in general. Exponent. Now you can also say this is not an exponential curve. In my mind, it is, and it will be. This is a rebus. I didn't magically turn everyone into a top level developer. It made the best developer crazy powerful. Yeah, this one. And this is why right now we are finding for I will give you a stupid example that is more low level. That AI is the reason why in the last 10 years or so we just found three for like severe Linux kernel problems, and now every couple of weeks a new one pops out. And Linux is made by like the top 0.01 developers and maintainers. So thinking that AI didn't make a change, in this case in the coding space, honestly, it's not even naive, it's just idiotic. Just, but this is still true, and this is only, honestly, this is the thing that either will make us win and push us to the level 1 or 2 of the Kardashev scale, or just gonna make us extinct. It could be climates, it could be, I don't know, an asteroid, but while making it easier for everyone else to stop learning and just accept wherever the agent ships, it's something that it's probably the successor of the TikTok algorithm. Like people stopped thinking while using TikTok. And here we added another step that is people stopped thinking and now something else will act on their behalf. But yeah, I'm just going a bit too overboard. Max Ultra and the prices. Uh, this is something that we need to put above, and we need to tell people that they don't have to use Ultra because it's a scam. Let me just go here. GPT-5 max reasoning level and Ultra, which is not a reasoning level, which coordinates for agent in parallel by default. No. Okay, just a quick TLDR of what Ultra is, and you can see it here in the codex up. Let me go here one sec. You see here Ultra. This is like Ultra code in Cloud Code, but this is like a mid implementation of it. So it's gonna run a lot of sub agents at the max reasoning level. That is gonna spawn other sub agents and recursively like 2, 3 level down. So Ultra is not a reasoning level, is just a skill, more or less. I mean, it's not exactly a skill, but it's not even exactly the Ultra codes thingy that we have in Cloud Code. It's just a way to like spend millions, hundreds of millions of tokens and not getting like a good result. Because if agents spawn sub-agent, they spawn sub-agents, and something happens in the midst of the chain, then like stuff can go really wrong. So use sub-agents at your own peril and make sure you understand what your sub-agents are doing. Okay. But this we can put after this, I think. And I want to also speak about the deep SWE thingy. I think it's worth it to do. No, we can do it later when we also speak about the model releases. So for now, I think that's good enough. I want to open a little parenthesis here. I honestly think that with nowadays models, and I'm talking about all the Pareto frontiers, so Sol, Fable, even like the good Chinese models like GLM 5.2 and Kimi K 2.7, and soon Kimi K3. If you're not, if you're working in the tertiary and you're not using AI, you are really missing out. Like we are talking about something that exponentially grows the output of the things you can do. It also like grows exponentially the wrong outputs you can do. That's totally true. But the problem is you know the problem. The solution actually is you don't need to just go away and make your agents do all your work. Remain in the loop and make sure you are like the master orchestrator of everything. Remember that you are delegating work. You are not delegating neither responsibility or actual thinking. Also, guys, in the meantime, while I do all this stuff, if you have any question or anything you want to ask me, just let me know. We can keep each other entertained. Let me see. So this is the first release in a while where Grok like is really among the best labs. Now, I will not tell you that Grok 4.5 is on par with Sol or Fable, but I can tell you for sure that now SpaceX AI is on the top three labs. I don't know what DeepMind is doing, honestly. I know that they have a lot of Gemini 3.5 Pro checkpoints that are quite bad, but now that Cursor and XAI are working together, and this is like a match in heaven kind of thing, because Cursor had real data that a model really needs, and XAI had like a bunch of compute that models really needs. That's why Grok 4.5 is quite fast and also quite cheap. And I don't know what Google is doing. Like the Gemini Flash thingy, the 3.5, is okay, I guess. But it's been since like Gemini 2.5 Pro that I didn't say Google is like at the frontier of model releases. Also, Cognition released the SWE 1.7 model. It's really nice. I will make a standalone video about it. It the Lightning version does 1,000 tokens per second, and this is at the level of Composer 2.5. It's even better in some benchmarks. So, other things, image model got released. But honestly, I don't even fucking care. Let me see if we have other interesting thing to talk about in the newsletter, or we can go to the next task. Technically, there is the Grok shenanigan about like them uploading your whole code base, uh, but honestly, who cares at this point? Uh, Also, because I think allegedly Cursor and all and a bunch of all the other providers have been doing that as well, at least in the past, if not uh, still doing that. So I don't think it's worth talking about it. Let me get X and let me see if we have other things to talk about. Uh, Not this, but master. Yeah. We could talk about Kimi K3, but right now we just have uh, some like code arena showcases. Don't have like real beta tester showcases. So let me see if I have anything else interesting. Oh, okay. Hmm, this is quite interesting. Let's just add a little thing into this. Let's add a spoiler section. Let's do it like this. New model releases possible. New model releases. To finish this newsletter with a bang, we're going to talk about three possible new releases. The first one, and is going to be the most interesting one, is going to be Opus 5 that is being teased. I think it's been added also to the Vertex AI. So their release should be, if not imminent, at least it should be near the Fable ending window. What I speculate is that they're just gonna swap Fable with Opus. Opus should cost twice less, so 2x times less, and it should perform, if not like as good, at least like good enough to not burn their GPUs down. But I just hope it's not gonna be like Sonnet 5 because honestly, no one used Sonnet 5. Another model is Kimi K3. I mentioned it a bunch of times already. It's on Code Arena right now and is gonna release soon. Also, Moonshot did an actual teaser for it. And the last thing is Seedance 2.5 that is gonna allegedly have a 180 seconds video output. There's going to be a hopping 3 minutes of video output. And if you already saw a bunch of Seedance 2.0 outputs, you know that is quite good. So the next model is going to be amazing. And it's probably going to dethrone Gemini Omni Flash. The only way of Google to keeping up is to release the Pro version that, if I can take a guess, is going to release with Gemini 2.5 Pro. No, 3.5 Pro. Okay. Another model is Kimi K3. Let me get the source for Kimi K3. Source. So here I copied the one for seed dance. Oops. And the Kimi K3 one, shot. Not this one shot. Kimi. Okay, this one. 1 million views. Wow, nice. People are quite excited. I should find a source for this, but I don't remember where I read this. It's been on my timeline for a while. Yeah, just trust me, bro. Let me see what else. Okay. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If you guys have other news that you think they're worth it to share, just let me know. I think honestly that those are the most important ones. Let me just give it a quick grammar correction and let's move it to Substack. Substack. The newsletter is gonna be released tomorrow, so today is gonna be just like the preparation of it. Also because Friday is a day where a bunch of labs like to launch models, so you never know. Another little spoiler that I will give you here in live is that someone found models in the Cursor code base. So people think it's either the new Composer tree that I'm really excited about, or the 5 trillion, 3 trillion parameter the model that they've been spoilering about. So it's quite exciting in either ways. Let me get ChatGPT. Task. Felix fix my grammar and spelling. Yes. Let me just push it to light. Okay, let's go. What time is it? It's good. Okay. Now let's do a big polish. Let me get the deepest WE thingy from linear. I need a good screenshot. Copy image. Here. But we can put it here. Let me also zoom in because I cannot see anything. Come on. How heavy could it be? He just gave up or something? I think so. Okay. Let me just here. It's so fun. It's so funny that they could release GPT-6 in 2, 3, 4 months, and it still has those fucking M dashes. Okay. Oops. If you need a workers model, yes. Let's say it like this. You can do practically anything with it. Um, okay. I will make the images later. I don't want to make it now. And in general, I think I'll finish it later because it's quite boring checking Salt's output. So let's move to the next thing. Today I wanna check something. Uh, you have probably seen Herder on the timeline. Herder is like a Tmax visual way. Visual, it's like Tmax, but in a visual way. Super, super cool. And what I want to do is also you can script uh, terminal windows into existence. So what I was trying to do is I want to create a script. The rest can work the phone connection. I want to add byte as well. Basically, what I want to create something called army or army like this. That is like an orchestration layer that use herder to spawn sub-agents. And so I can use Fable, Sol, Rock 4.5, SWE 1.7, and each one will have its own job. I want to see how can we make it. For Fable, I'm going to use Devin. For people who don't know, I'm a Devin ambassador. Devin is quite good. It's a beast on cloud agents, but their CLI is also pretty good as well. If you want to try it, just let me know in the DMs. I want to let you test it. It's something quite magical. Uh, I live in Sicily, so we are quite near the ocean, and spawning agents on the clouds that don't need my Mac from the beach, it, it's something magical that every developer should experience at least once in their lifetime. CCD, let me see if he made a directory or what. Are you in a directory or that's the problem of having something on your notch. Mhm. Let me see. First of all, why is in extra high? Continue. Also, in which directory are you? Let's see. I need another coffee. Also, how cute is the code expect? It's so funny that we have them on Android as well. Like on my Fold, I have a little Codex Pet always with me. Okay, it's here. So let me move here. One, D, CCD here, clear, Devin, yes. And yeah, with Fable, explain simply how we can use this army, no, army thingy. Let me close a bunch of stuff that we don't need. Obsidian, Notion. So one cool thing that I want to show you is one CLI that I recently made. It's called CodeView, and it's so cool. Let me just show you something. So for example, I'm in BigRate. BigRate is an app that I'm making that is like a personal assistant, uh, eh, and I have a cute bee for it. Let me just show you. It's a cute assistant that does a bunch of stuff. Imagine it like OpenClaw, but a lot less bloated, let's say it like that. And it's focused on your goals. That's the TLDR. Now, I want to add browser base to it. Let me get browser base. So for people who don't know, browser base is a browsing automation library here. And block custom box. And browser base should have like the stage and thingy. Let me see. Platform browser CLI. Oops. Give me just a second. Stage hand here. This is the open source version of it, and it has a repo. And what CodeView is, it's an easy way to bring code bases to your repo. So it works like this. Let me open Devin, and let me open this directory. Let me open this directory also on Zad. So I can show you what it's going to do. Oops, here. So like this, like this. So here I have a bunch of stuff, and I have this resources folder where I keep all the code bases that this specific project needs. So if I ask Devin, um, I want to implement browser base and stagehand to my B as a power up. So bring this code base in with CodeView, and let's start understanding how we could implement it. I paste the repo, and here now you'll see the thing appearing. Let me also remove a bunch of stuff. Uh, 1, 2, 3. Let me approve here, accept edits. Yes. And as you can see here, should appear somewhere. Uh, now this is the wrong set. Oh, that's why. Okay, right. I will import them back. Let me get the real set here. It was the wrong thing here. As you can see in the resources, now we have stagehand here. And if this is the first time you you run code view, what it's also gonna do is in your agents.md here is gonna add all the resources that you have so you can reference them. I think this is the best way of referencing codes. It's a lot better than just plain docs because most code bases already have inside them like the best way of implementing something. So if you want to use it, I will make a quick TLDR post on it, or better, I already made it, but I will make an article about it, and it's at odofrancesco/codeview. But yeah, let me just move here. Let's see how this thing works. Let me just close this path. Let me put it on the other browser, on the other screen. Here. So how this thing works. First of all, we need to install it, but I already have installed it. Army blah blah blah. Let me create another thing. Army detect. Army detect. It should show like all the CLIs that I have. So Codex, Devin, Pi, Open Codes. I don't have Grok. It auto disinstalled when he deleted my home directory. So let's also get Grok. Also, the Grok CLI recently went open source. This is quite interesting. Here we go. Also, the whole X is gonna be open source soon. That's crazy. Like Twitter is going open source. Wow. Let's install the thing. Oops. I need the whole command. Grok installed. Okay, now Grok, and it should work. The fun thing is that Grok 4.5 was not available until like yesterday or 2 days ago to Europe, to Europeans. So I just got access to it. Okay, let me see. This works. Okay, I have Grok 4.5 finally clear. And let's see if now you can see it. Yes, now it sees it. Wow, nice. Fire and forget. Okay, this is what happens under the hood. The cool thing about this CLI that I'm making is that everything is stated in Markdown. So we are using Markdown as coding language. I think it's stated here in the subagents.md. So we need an easy way to access it. We need an easy way to access the subagents.md. So I need you to implement three things. The first one is an easy way to show it in the Finder. The second thing is to open it in your default IDE. And the third thing is open it in Vim style. So Fable Low is plenty enough for this use case. So we are not gonna get issues. Also, one skill that we need to create. I think I have the math skill creation skill or writing rate skills from Matt Peacock. Um, one skill that we need to have is the create subagent one, and where I specify in the text here, like which subagent I need for which use case, and the harness with the ask users tool ask me like to confirm each one. So for example, if I need to create intern using SW 1.7 from Devin and an orchestrator using Fable, not an orchestrator, a manager, sorry, a manager using Fable and Fable Low, and a senior um, developer using Sol High, and a UI designer using Fable Low with the front end skill, I need to be able to just say it in natural language, and we should update the subagent to MD accordingly. So now if I say army open, mm, I okay, army open finder. Okay. No, if I say army open, please add TUI elements where I can select where I want to open it. What? Uh, Azure. The fuck? Oh yes, okay. Okay. For now, it's gonna be local, so we can test it, and then we are gonna add it to global. What I was saying, oh, not this one. Okay. Please show up at TUI when I do army open, so I can select if I need to open it in Finder, in ID, etc. Let me add this to the queue. So if I do army open Finder, okay, opens it like this. Nice. Okay. Let me just cancel this for Hmm. So now let's test it. Well, what we can do is we can turn it into a TUI as well. Okay, let me just show you what I'm thinking. So I want to create a TUI where I can assign each role to a model and doing it in natural language, but it's gonna be easier to reference them. Okay, let's see if the TUI works. So army open. I mean, it's not exactly a TUI, but it works. If I need a real TUI, I think I need to use open TUI. But for now, effect is gonna be more than enough. Mm-mm-mm. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Also, I will need to bump up Fable to high and review all this effect code because honestly, I don't know what the fuck is on. Mm. Come on, you can do it. Of course, make sure that in the agents.md and the cloud.md of each project where we set up this, it's referenced to use the script like to spawn sub-agents when asked. Okay, okay. Let's uh, also we need to make sure that everything here is headless and with easy flags and well documented because we are not probably gonna do anything like by hand. Gonna be the agent telling agents how to spawn agents. Let's see. Permi setup. Oops. Oh, they didn't add the command yet. I don't know if I will keep the versions, honestly. Why do I need them? Maybe I can add a to update. This could be useful. I don't know what he's doing. And that's the summary of my life. That's literally what I was referring to in the newsletter when we were like writing it. Okay. Army agents setup. Oh, it's so painful to use. Model 5, 5. Yeah, this is for the, wait, for the manager. Okay, makes sense. So wait, okay, we will do it once and then telling him that we need an actual tool because like this is not, it's not doable. It's not a TUI, it's just a CLI with extra steps. So for the highest intelligent owner, blah, blah, okay, for the manager, let's use Devin and let's use Fable. Yes, 6. Well, Fable. Thinking level high. The fuck? Well, we are gonna change a bunch of this stuff. Senior dev, choose harness, codex, sol high. Yes. Junior dev, one, Devin. No, Devin is number 2. Custom model. That's the most painful thing I've done in a while. Custom model SWE 1.7. Lighting. Default is okay. Intern, let's use Grok. Grok 4.5, it's okay. Thinking level high, yes. UI designer, let's bring back Fable, Devin. 2, 6, Fable, medium. Okay. Now, first of all, model, Fable, high. This is the most painful setup I've done in a while. First of all, this needs to be an actual TUI, so I can go up and down with arrows, select stuff, etc. So improve the UX. And another thing is we need a better way to select models and thinking levels because a lot of models were not present, for example, on Devin. So make sure that at least like what I wrote stayed in the agents.md. What we can do is we can add an agent call that makes sure that each model has like the right ID. So I just write in natural language. We get an agent call that checks the subagent and like aligns it with what we wrote. Okay, let's see. Mm. Let me see in the meantime if someone has some questions of any kind. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Because what we can do is either we put a bunch of effort on making it deterministic. So it just uses the all the CLIs that we have implemented with the right commands. And this is probably what we are gonna do at the end, or we let the agent do the stuff. And in this case, I don't think it's a good idea. Come on, Fable, you can do it. And let me just add one thing is that and make sure that the model selection and the thinking selection is as deterministic as possible. So from each harness that we want to implement, understand deeply what are their commands and port it here. So we can check which models and thinking level they all have, and selecting them is going to be easier. Also, other search inputs with fuzzy search as well. Here we go. And make sure to check the effect. Yes, code base. We have to understand deeply how to implement this at its best possibilities. It's not English, but you will understand. Fable understands everything better than a lot of people I know. So I'm not that worried about it. And what's your favorite harness right now? As I said at the start of the live, I am always between Codex and Devin. Devin for more async work, and for the super in sync with like SW 1.7 that does 1000 tokens a second. And Codex is for like the super long running task. What about all of you? I know that a lot of people have been using Cloud Code, at least until they delete from existence Fable. It's so nice when Fable spawns sub-agents. It's gonna be even nicer when it's not a use Fable. It's not gonna use Fable for each sub-agent. In the meantime that the agent is doing his work, let's read this piece of comedy. Not comedy, I mean like real scenario that surely happens. Last month, I stood in front of the entire company with a slide that had nothing but hate words. I'm going to punch you in the stomach. The reaction were about what you'd expect: confused looks, a few nervous laughs. Someone glanced towards the exit. After an awkward silence, I said, Aiden Klein, come to the front of the room. Aiden walked up. I punched him in the stomach. Not hard enough to injure him, hard enough to clarify the slide. He folded the slide at the waist and returned to his seat. The room was completely silent. Then I called up the next person and the next. Slowly people started to understand. I was going to punch every single person in the stomach. The idea came to me a few days earlier at Whole Foods. I was standing in the produce section, inspecting an avocado, when I noticed Brian Chesky, the founder of Airbnb, a few feet away. He was holding a small plastic container of blueberries and reading the label very carefully. I walked over and punched him directly in the stomach. There was no harming. I didn't introduce myself. I didn't ask whether he had a minute. I didn't explain that I was building an anomaly or attempt to establish mutual connection first. One moment, Brian Shansky was examining some blueberries. The next, he was folded over beside a refrigerated wall of herbs. He looked at me and said, Why did you do that? I don't know, I said. And at the time, I genuinely didn't. I left the store without buying the avocado. Later that evening, I started thinking about what had happened. Not because I felt guilty. I was mostly thinking about how cleanly the punch had landed. Brian hadn't seen it coming. His hands were occupied. His attention was on the blueberries. His core was completely relaxed. It was, mechanically speaking, an almost ideal stomach punch, like the one punch level stomach punch. That one I realized I could do the same thing at Anomaly. So I made the slide. The first few employees had questions. One person asked whether his had been reviewed by legal, another wanted to know whether participation was optional. Someone in the back asked whether employees with existing stomach condition could be punched somewhere else. Those were reasonable questions. I ignored them. I called the next time, then the next. No one volunteered, no one corrected my form. No one began to understand the deeper purpose, because there was no deeper purpose. But this thing is wow, Jesus fucking Christ. But that's too long for a Gen Z. Okay, now a bit of context. Jay is the CEO of Anomaly. Anomaly is the company that makes open codes. Open code is a open source harness. It's one of the best ones. They make other open softwares like OpenTUI. And what's this post based on? It's based on. Let me see if I can find it. Mintlify no laugh policy. No smile policy. What's like this? Let me see. Here. Remember to not smile. Last month I stood in front of the entire company with a slide that had nothing on it but four words. Remember to not smile. And yada 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 yada. The problem, quote unquote, is that this is serious. That was not. I will not read it all. Uh, at least it's a lot smaller, so you can read it by yourself. But yeah, uh, that was quite fun. What is Sam doing? Okay, what's down? Um, is it down? It's gonna take a while, I think. You want me to read other funny articles? Honestly, like SF, besides having AI companies, they have also peak stand-up comedians. Let's see. Poor Jared. If you want to read something really funny, read the Zig creator answer to Jared's ban migration from Zig to Rust. Oof, that's crazy. Uh, that's like it used 200% of my power. It overloaded, or my brain power. Yeah, in fact, it overloaded. So what I was saying, yeah, that's the funniest response from a 5-year-old and allegedly 5-year-old I've ever seen. Like poor Jared, he doesn't deserve this. If you don't want to read it, Theo I think made a post about it, a video, either yesterday or 2 days ago. So it's quite a fun watch. Look at this. Look at this. One day we will have Sol, if not Fable, if not better level models at 1000 TPS. Cerebras, I'm like kneeling, you understood. Please make it happen. You can do it, Cerebras. We are also gonna get a Sol 750 TPS model one day. They announced it, but there are no news about it. So I think all their compute is in his hands right now. In fact, I don't know if you saw it, but Codex doesn't have the 5 hour limits anymore. It's just the weekly one. And I cannot even scratch it. I still have 5 resets. That's crazy. How long did it take you to react to this? I wanna try this so bad. Like the Cloudflare artifact thingy. It's gonna be so nice. It's gonna be fun to understand who is gonna win on the new Git alternative thingy. If it's gonna be Cursor, Cloudflare, Entire. We have a bunch of like people trying to do it. So it's gonna be a fun watch. Oof. Okay. Oh, I scrolled that much that I found myself. That's philosophical. Quite philosophical, yes. Pull to refresh. Okay, I need this. Can I? I need to save this in my bookmarks. I will save it here. This is so fun. That's so fun. Do you think this is the It obviously wasn't AI written because it was actually fun, like reading it, and most models cannot do fun things. Come on, little Devin with Fable, you can do it. You made like a billion lines of code, so hurry up. The fuck is all of this? GPT-5 Pro? What? We need to make sure that the sub-agents thingy gets rewritten correctly every time because I don't want like random models inside it, something like Sonnet or 1.6. So it needs to be quite clear. Also, once this is done, I think we are gonna end the live stream. So if you have any question, curiosities, I don't know, anything you wanna know which team I'm using on Pokemon Champions, literally me right now. So probably I will need to add Kimi K3 to my newsletter tomorrow. Come on, Fable, you can do it. Oh, we have two fails. Even Fable can fail. Wow. Equal dot equal greater than yeah yes. The fuck is this? 900 fails, 843 errors. Nice. 2000 text. The fuck are you testing? If we continue like this, I will have the same amount of tests that the I don't know the ban repo has. Okay, I guess. Okay, this is quite smart. I usually just like ask it to ask me question three at a time, but even this is quite good. Oh, this is fucking genius. Wait, I need to steal this. Okay, just where can I save it? I need to steal this 100%. This is crazy. Okay, but like this is gonna take a while. Please, just let me think about this. Make sure you have all the flags you need to make this easier for agents, and also print all the latest models in parallel, and like an agent. So you don't need to configure it once at a time. Like when it's an agent configuring it, just print all the models, print all the thinking level away. You don't need to print all the thinking level. Yeah, quite simple, but still. Like print everything and just do a composite commands. Like we cannot do composite commands, or like normal people cannot, but agents can. So no, look, Fable, you need to do the fuck I'm telling you. No, please, no, no, please. Do add the agent friendly flags and then continue the testing. Bro, I will not leave a 5 trillion parameter models telling me what to do. Okay, let's see. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, this is the Steven Universe thing. Come on, come on, come on. Just let us adore you. Come live with us in the. Oh wait, no, they're gonna give me copyright. No, please don't. Are you retarded or what? In your tests, don't use the manual TUI. I will do it myself. Use the agent one. Oh, nice. Okay, we should be almost done. Now let's push it to GitHub in the meantime and let's test it. So here, Army agent setup. Manager, reconfigure, let's say Devin, Fable, hide, okay. Senior dev, solve thinking eye, keep as it is, keep as it is, keep as it is. Yes, amazing. Okay. Let's push everything here and let's test it. Okay, let's test this further army. Uh, bring Fumadocs with code view. Hey, bring in Fumadocs with code view and let the intern taking care of all the documentation. Tell the intern what to put and what not. Okay, let's hit finish this and let's try this. It's gonna be quite fun. Let me minimize my herder on 7 here like this. And let's try this. Is this gonna be magic or is gonna be like worthless? Mm, yes, we already have Fumadocs. And for people who don't know, Fumadocs is like the open source version of Mintel 5, something like that. Uh, it's an easy way to create documentation. Oh wait, I have the oops, give me 1 second. Let me see. Wait a second. Ah, make sure we are using. Give me just a second. Army in the setup. Wizard Hinter. Keep as it is. As it is. Okay. Sorry, use the union that to make abstract documentation, not the internet. And we use the Lightning version, right? I want to show you how fast is SW Lightning. But when I told you about composite commands, like agents can do it and we cannot, well, if you saw it for a sec, that's what I meant. Like this was huge. But it was correct. I'm just stupid. Right, yes. Look at this. This is a command. Okay, it's gonna fix a couple of problems. Let's see, let's see. Okay, as you can see, it already started like spawning harder things. Like I'm not touching anything. The fuck is all of this? It's just a matter of telling him the correct thing. Let's wait and see. We can close this. I think the command is not starting. I have this stopped. Oops. Let me just copy this. Let's see. Maybe it's working, but it's not showing. Like the P thingy. Let me just. Why the fuck you need to solve? Sure. Okay. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you. Okay. Okay, no, it's working. But can you just run the normal Devin commands instead of doing the headless mode so I can see that it's working? And do the same for like all the other harnesses. You just spawn the harness with the prompt. You don't do it headlessly. Or even better, let the user choose and put as default a non-headless mode. But the good thing is that it's working and we know that it's working. So okay, should be done. Let's resume the session, Devin, so we can see what it did. Resume. We should have here. Is it this one? Yes. And it was fast as fuck. Slash model here. Run the dev server. Let's run the dev server and see the websites. Local. Done. Okay. Whatever. Let's run it on our own. Uh, are we not the right director? Whatever. I think also my aliases were destroyed by Sol. I cannot run BT anymore. Okay, those are the pages. And SWE 1.7 is amazing at doing docs. Uh, did he close the ports or put that port? Okay, it's compatible. Hola. As you can see here, we have all the various commands. We can merge all of this, I think. Uh, it's still installing stuff. Okay. The fuck is open? I hate Next.js so much. I have a nice experiment there. We will run now. Look how fast is SW Lighting. Okay, now it's fixed. Let's do an experiment. Uh, let's create another version of those docs in docs Astro folder and remake those docs fully in Astro. Okay, let's make him finish. So it must be the exact same style, design, etc. Made with Astro. Look the amount of tokens. This is crazy. Control O. Look how fast this is. I cannot even scroll fast enough. Bring Astro in with code. It's gonna be easier like this. But let me just get the Astro repo because I don't have it in my code view. Astro repository. Link. Uh, this is the repo. You need to add and reference. Here we go. Well, it's just gonna clone it. It's do, 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 do. Sorry. Let's see. Let's see. See how many minutes it takes. 'Look how fast it's hitting tokens. It's crazy. 5, 26, 27, 20. Oof. It almost looks like a diffusion model. 4, 3, 2, 1. Local 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Come on. I think it's gonna take a bit longer than expected. Maybe this model is not that good with Astro. Also, Astro is quite a niche framework, I guess. So still need to understand why it's not uh, styled. But what we can do is, let's see, move the, let's go back to this. It's like the junior that is having problems, please send a senior to help. Let's see if it's gonna work like this. Of course, this is gonna be automatic once the agent's MD is set up correctly. But for now, we can just call it ourselves. I mean, look how cool is this. Hmm. Yeah, because since we run the task manually, like it's not in his context window anymore, because what we did is we resumed it manually. So that's why it brought in the wrong context. But no, the issue is on the Astro version of the docs. Please check that. But if it was automatic, like it should be by design, then you would have taken the right context. Yes, you can see here. Because this is the one that the SWE made uh, when we launched it from the orchestrator. And this is what we did manually. So that's why it doesn't have it in context. Okay, I guess that's the gist of it. Sol is more than enough capable of doing like Astro docs. He can even rebuild Astro if he wants, probably. So you don't need to check this out. Uh, I will keep you posted on the Army CLI. Still need to make a lot of improvements on the context side, but I think it's gonna be quite fun to have as an additional tool. Let me know if you have any questions. You can DM me on Twitter or on Instagram if you find it. And yeah, that's it. That's it for today. Thank you for the people watching and see you on the next slide. Bye bye.